Yes, a person gets tired. Sometimes the body gets tired, sometimes the mind, and sometimes even the soul. The daily struggle, the same routine, the same faces, the same burdens. Everything combines to exhaust you from within. And then comes a moment when you ask yourself, should I stop? That moment is very dangerous, because that's where your destiny is decided. If your answer is yes, you will go right back to where you started. But if, in that one moment, you remind yourself why you began, consider half the battle won. Every great journey starts with a small why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want this? Who am I fighting for? This why is your fuel. Getting tired is a sign that you are moving forward, because one who does nothing does not get tired. One who gives up every day never gets tired, because they have stopped fighting altogether. But the fact that you are getting tired means you are trying. Remember that first day when you started, that enthusiasm, that sparkle of dreams, that courage, remember? Now, if you stop today, you will not only betray yourself, but also the dream that once lived in your eyes. Sometimes we get tired because we want to see results too quickly. We want to measure progress every day. And when it's not visible, we start to feel that maybe we are not on the right path. But just think, when a seed is planted in the ground, does it instantly become a tree? No, it remains in the darkness under the soil for months. No one sees it growing. No applause, no appreciation. But deep inside, it is growing its roots, so that when it emerges, even a gust of wind cannot make it fall. Your fatigue is your seed's darkness. Your hard work is the building of your roots. And this is the phase when the world says, give up now. You can't do anything. It's not your cup of tea. This is the moment when 95% of people give up. And that is why only 5% of people make history. So now, the question isn't whether you are tired or not. The question is, do you want to be a part of that 5%? Pause for a bit. Take a deep breath. Wipe your sweat, but do not stop. Because those who keep going, who get tired, who break, yet still walk on, they find both the destination and the meaning. And one day when you reach that destination, that same fatigue, that same pain, those same tears, will feel the sweetest to you. Because then you will be able to say, I could have given up, but I didn't. And this very line will become the echo of your victory in front of the whole world. So the next time you feel like you can't go on, when you feel like it's too much, when you feel like it's all pointless, just close your eyes and remember that day when you proudly chose your dream for the first time. Because no one else, only you know why you started this journey. We carry a heavy burden within us of regret, sorrow, shame, and most of all of resentment towards ourselves. Sometimes it's the guilt of betraying someone, sometimes the pain of our own failure, sometimes the regret of a missed opportunity, or the memory of decisions that still haunt us today. We smile, but we are broken on the inside. We move forward, but our minds remain stuck somewhere in the past. And this very burden, it becomes the biggest obstacle on our path to transformation. Because until you can forgive yourself, you don't give yourself the permission to change. Everyone makes mistakes. It's human nature. Anyone who claims they don't is either lying or isn't truly living. But the greatest harm doesn't come from making a mistake. It comes from letting that mistake become your identity. So what if you failed once? So what if you ruined a relationship? So what if you broke a promise? Does that mean you will remain that person forever? Absolutely not. Your past can be your shadow, but it is not your face. The day you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I made a mistake, but I am not that person anymore. That is the day you will be free. To ask for forgiveness and to forgive both are signs of courage. It's easier to ask for forgiveness from others, but forgiving yourself is the most difficult task of all, because we become our own judges, harsh, unforgiving, and sometimes merciless. We expect ourselves to be perfect, but we forget that perfection is an illusion. The reality is that the strongest people are those who have seen themselves fall, yet have managed to rise again without hating themselves for it. When you forgive yourself, you become your own friend. Then your thoughts change, your words change, your attitude changes, and life it takes on a whole new color. A person who forgives themselves also begins to understand others. They develop tolerance, humility, and most importantly, they find inner peace. And there is no greater reward than peace. So stop today. Take a deep breath, look your past straight in the eye, and say, yes, I made a mistake, but I have learned from it. I will no longer punish myself. I now forgive myself. You might feel that this will change nothing, but believe me, this is the first step towards the person you are truly meant to be. And remember, forgiveness is not weakness, it is the strength that frees you from your own prison. So, free yourself today, embrace yourself, and with a new step forward say, I am going to change, and this time, I am on my own side. There are times in life when everything seems blurry, neither the destination is clear, nor the path. You don't understand the direction, nor is there a hand to hold. In such moments we often stop, standing still and thinking, now what? In childhood, we were shown a path. Study, get good grades, get a job, get married, life is set. But as soon as we step into the real world, we realize that life isn't like the pages of a book. There are no guarantees here, no shortcuts. Often, there is no visible path at all. But the most interesting thing is that the biggest change often begins right where the path seems to end. When you feel like there's nothing ahead, don't stop, because that is the moment that teaches you to trust yourself the most. Think about it, if everyone got a ready-made path, there would be no new inventions, no revolutions, no dream would ever become a reality. A path is forged where someone dares to walk. Maybe today you are alone, maybe you have no experience, no resources, no support, but if you have a burning desire within you, that single passion can cut through stones to make a way. The people the world called pathfinders were not magicians, they were just people who refused to accept the word impossible. They didn't wait for someone to come and show them the way. They picked up the shovel themselves, dug the ground themselves, and where there was only darkness, they became the first ray of light. If you can't see anything today, it doesn't mean there's nothing there. It means that you need to change your perspective. Maybe the path is below, maybe it's in the sky, or maybe the path is within you. And when a person delves within themselves, they don't find a path, but an ocean of paths. Those who look for a path depend on others. Those who create a path become an example for others themselves. So if you're feeling lost today, don't be afraid, because getting lost is also a part of the journey from where the real voyage begins. The path is never straight, sometimes winding, sometimes uneven, sometimes scary, sometimes deserted. But one thing is certain, if you don't stop walking, you will surely reach your destination. So get up. What you are not finding, create it yourself. Take a step in the direction where no one has gone before. People will laugh. They will say, he's gone mad. Has anyone else gone that way? It's not your cup of tea. But remember, history never remembers those who walk with the crowd. It only remembers those who create the path. So if you are standing alone today, with fog all around, and no path in sight, look within yourself. Ask questions. Think. And then make a decision. Now, I will create my own path. Now, I will not be someone's shadow. I will become the light. People say, whatever is in my destiny is what I will get. What is written will happen. And slowly we get used to this way of thinking. We work less and expect more. We sit and curse our fate, but never pick up the pen. But there is a truth. Destiny is not a pre-written script. It is an incomplete book with empty pages. And every day, the decisions you make, the pain you endure, the hard work you put in, that is what becomes the story of your destiny. No one is born with a destiny. They create it. The farmer who sweats in the fields every day, he grows the crops, he doesn't wait for fate. The student who is immersed in books day and night, he tops the exam, he doesn't cry about his luck. And the boy or girl who decides, I will not stop now. One day, they reach a place from where people remember them in stories. You think, why does nothing good ever happen in my life? Perhaps it's because you are still waiting for a miracle to happen, for an opportunity to arrive, for someone to come, hold your hand and say, come on, now you will be successful. But the truth is, no one will come. Neither a savior, nor a magic trick, nor a shortcut. You have to become the person you have been waiting for. This life, is a very strict teacher. First, it takes the test, then it teaches the lesson. And if you truly want to change, if you truly want to write your own destiny, you will have to get up, you will have to fight, sometimes, even with yourself. Because the biggest battle is not with anyone else, but with that lazy, fearful, and excuse-filled person who lives inside you. Every morning you have to make a choice. Will I live as the person the world told me to be, or will I become the person hidden inside me? If the answer is the one hidden inside, then you will have to pick up the pen. One line every day. A new page every day. A small victory every day. This is the way to write your destiny. And don't think the path will be easy. Destiny isn't made by itself, it is carved with blood, sweat, and tears. You will have to endure while smiling, you will have to get up after falling, and most importantly, You will have to keep walking even when no one cares. Because it will matter when you reach the last page of your book, and you will smile and say, "This is my story, of my decisions, my hard work, my destiny, and I wrote it myself." So stop waiting from today, leave the complaints behind, and pick up the pen, because until you start writing, destiny will remain blank. The outside world runs on appearances. People judge your value based on your clothes, car, mobile phone, followers, likes. But just think, when no one is watching, when the cameras are off, when you have logged out of social media, when you are alone at home, when it's 2 a.m., who are you then? Because that is your true identity. When you motivate yourself just for you, when you work hard without applause, when you show consistency without any praise, that is when you are doing something great. People often say success should be visible, but the greatest success is the one that comes from within. You wake up in the morning and work out. No one is watching, but you are doing it. You are studying alone at night. No one is clapping, yet you are committed. You are taking small steps every day. People laugh, they ignore you, but you haven't stopped. This is true greatness. The world only sees the results, but God, or you could say, life sees your intention. When no one is watching and you still choose the right path, you are building character. And character is the foundation of all success. It's easy to deceive the world. Wear a mask, put on a smile, post quotes on social media, but deceiving yourself? That's not possible. At night, when you lie in bed, a voice comes from within. What did you do today? And you live with that answer. That becomes your reflection. That decides how far you will go tomorrow. When no one is watching and you cheat, you are losing to yourself. But when no one is watching and you still show discipline, you are winning slowly but surely. In reality, the world's biggest changes begin in solitude. Mahatma Gandhi's struggle began alone. Martin Luther King Jr. first raised his voice when no one was standing with him. Steve Jobs dreamed of Apple alone in a room. They all made the right decisions when no one was watching. So from today, you do the same. When you feel no one is watching, so why should I work hard? Then tell yourself, I am watching, and that is enough. Because one day, when the results come, when the shine is visible, when people ask, how did you do all this? You will smile and say, when no one was watching, I was still doing it.